Hi everyone, welcome to Tom's Manshed. Now today's review is on this. It's an Erbauer work light and I got from Screwfix. But just before I do that, I've got a bit of a question, a bit of a sort of quiz for you. I'm curious on the answer to this. Probably about 20 years ago, yeah, I had this craze on buying Formula One shirts. And I started buying loads and loads. I don't know whether they're genuine or not, but they were all off eBay, and I put together about 20 shirts. But over the years, I put on weight, and most of them I couldn't get into. But since the happenings of 2020 and the two lockdowns and all the pubs shutting and that, I'm now drinking a hell of a lot less than I used to, so I have lost a bit of weight. I've lost about 3 stone. So I find I can get back into a few of them. Hence, I'm going to start doing all these reviews, each review, if I can, wearing a different Formula One shirt. But this one I'm curious about. I can't remember when I got this. But as you see, there's Sauber here and Red Bull. And on the back, if there's any help, the main sort of logo is Red Bull. So I'm assuming it was a Red Bull team. I've googled when they were sponsored by Sauber and that, but I can't find any shirts that look like this. So if any of you, the few subscribers, are watching this, are Formula One fans, maybe you can put an answer in the comments below what sort of year and what shirt this was. Was it Red Bull or whatever? Anyway, that's nothing to do with the review. So what it is, like I say, it's on this. Now, I got this in March this year, about 2020, but just about got around to do the review on it. Now, when I got it, it was on offer and it was an absolute bargain price of $20.99. You'll see in a minute how much they are, but they're still really, really good value because they are a really nice piece of kit. Now, I'm going to put shortly on screen, they do 3 different models, Screwfix, in various brightnesses. This is the middle one. I'm going to put the full specifications of it and the lower powered one and the higher powered one on screen shortly, and I'll go through them in more detail. But this is the middle one, and it is 1600 lumen output maximum. Now, what it is, it's quite a weighty thing. It weighs, this one weighs 1.4 kilograms. And it's really nicely constructed. The plastic feels great, and it's multi-position. It's got rubber pads here on the bottom, so it's non-slip when it's on a smooth surface. And as you move it round, you'll hear it click. And there's sort of like a thing there. Each position it gets to, it clicks, and it's got a 300 degree movement right the way around there like that. And as you move it, it's really smooth. It takes a bit of pulling. It's not loose. There's no play whatsoever in it. So you would store it down there, protecting the screen, and then swing it up to the angle you like. The on-off button is here at the top, and there's 2 brightnesses. I'll show you shortly in darkness. I'll film some in a dark room. I'll film it in the observatory behind me, and I'll also film it outside to see what sort of a flood of light it gives just up the drive. As you turn it on, the first setting is the brightest, and then as you turn it down, press it again, it dims in brightness, and then it's off, of course. There is a power bar here, which you can see, with 5 lights. It's down to 2 at the moment. It's got a 3-hour run time and 5 hours to charge it. Again, I'll be showing that shortly in the full specifications. When it runs right down, when it's getting really low on charge, it starts flashing as well. I'm going to run it down a bit after I film this bit, and I'll tap that onto the end of this. And as you can see, we're down to 2 bars now. Now, another good thing about it, I'll turn it off for now. Another great idea is here on the back, there are 2 keyhole slots, so you could hang it on a wall like that. But a great idea is these pop out clips, and they're quite a powerful spring there and there. That's really powerful, and that enables you to hang it over something like that, like say the rung of a ladder, and then you tip out the screen at the front, and you can angle it up, down, or whatever, while it's been held on over, say, the rung of a ladder, or over a fence, garden fence, or anything like that. It's just another means of anchoring it. And then you just fold these in, push them in place, fold it in, and clip them in place. So that's about it for the lamp itself. In the box, I did the unboxing a long time ago. In the box you get a wall plug to charge it. It's got a round end. It's 1.25 amps, 1250 milliampere hour output charger. I assume the other ones may have a varying output to charge it in the same amount of time. And you've got a 12 volt one as well, so you can charge it from your car. Ideal thing to keep if you've got enough room in the boot of your car, because you can position it anywhere to work on your car. So that's a quick run through of that. Like I say, I'm going to run it down now, and I shall tack on to the end of this, show you the lights flashing, then I'm going to fully charge it and do some nighttime shots with it. But for now, let's have a look at the 3 different models available from Screwfix. Like I say, I did get mine on offer at $20.99, which is a really, really good price. How much was it? Let's have a quick look. Yeah, $26.95 they are now. So yeah, big savings. So maybe worth keeping a lookout on the Screwfix to see any offers they may have. They may have it on offer again. But even at $26.95, it is, I think, good value and very, very, seems very well made. Erbauer is pretty good, sort of mid-range stuff. I've got one of their sprayers as well. Again, I might do a review on that eventually. But like I said, let's see for now those 3 different models that Screwfix do, and explain some of the details on them. So I put this picture together just to show you the difference between the 3 different ones. I've obviously squeezed it, stretched it sort of vertically so I could squeeze all the info in, so that isn't the actual shape of the lamp. It looks square there, but as you saw earlier on, it's a longer shape. So from the right, the cheapest one, $17.95, that's got a maximum output of 800 lumens. It's got 28 LEDs and max output of 800 lumens. Each of them has got 2 different brightness settings, high and low, and that one weighs 1.15 kilograms. The one in the middle, the one I picked, has got 44 LEDs. That's got a maximum light output of 1600 lumens and weighs 1.41 kilograms. The battery on that is an 8 ampere hour one. I got that from the label on mine. It doesn't give the specification of the other 2 on the Screwfix site, so there'll obviously be each one going up a bit in battery capacity. And the one on the left, the final one, is 30 watt, and that has got 69 LEDs and a 2400 lumen maximum output and weighs 1.7 kilograms. All of them have a runtime on the battery of 3 hours and a charge time of 5 hours, with the same 30,000 hour LED life and 2-year manufacturer's guarantee. As you can see, the one in the middle, 1600 lumen output, the one I picked, is double the output of the lower one. The one on the left, the most powerful one, is 2400, but that's not double 1600. So, you know, make your own mind up that if you want the definite brightest, go for the brightest one. But I think the best sort of like lumens for the pound, if you will, is the middle one that I picked. And yeah, hope that gives you all the information is there in front of you. And like I say, each one jumps up in £8 in price. So they're the three different models they do, and the different prices and the different light outputs they do. So let's see how it performs now in the dark. We'll try it behind in the observatory with the lights out and outside as well. So just before we do them darkness tests, I've now run the battery down, and as you can see, this is what it does when it's running down. So it starts flashing to give you an indication that you need to recharge it. Sort of flashes a bit, then it stays on. It'll do that. Flash a few times to say charge me up, and then it'll stay on, so it'll give you a bit longer. And as you can see, we're down to that one bar on the light now. One thing I didn't show you where to charge it, it's that's where you insert the charging plug, and forget whether I mentioned it before, but it's rated as IP54, so that's sort of showerproof, rainproof. You wouldn't go use it as a diver's lamp or anything underwater, but it should be fine out in the open if it does start raining. So I'm going to charge it up now. I'm going to give it the full 5-hour charge and do some darkness tests, and I'll also time if the 3-hour battery life is that they claim is accurate. I'll run it right down and time how long it stays on a charge. Okay, so here we are in the observatory. Excuse the state of it at the moment. As you can see, it's just been a storeroom. It's an absolute mess. There's all sorts in there, some more RC models, loads of computer parts I've been accumulating and repairing. They're all keyboards, them, power supplies, Logitech heavy equipment pack, all sorts, motherboards, headphones, everything. So here it is with the light on in the observatory. I'll now turn the light off, so total blackness, and I'll turn the, if I can find the switch in the darkness, right, turn the Erbauer light on. That's it, I've got it just placed on that box there. And as you can see in this small room, it's absolutely loads of light. You can see pretty much everything, and that's on full power. As we turn it down, it's still plenty of light. That's on the reduced light, so that's the reduced light, that's off, that's on full. So again, I'll go from full to reduced. Not a lot of difference. Let's go outside. Once it stops raining, any noise you can hear, it's the absolute pouring down with rain on the roof. I'm going to wait for that to subside a bit, and then we'll go and film some outside. So here we are outside now. It's pretty black, as you can see. I'm filming this on the Osmo Action, and I'm doing it as a voiceover because it was pretty atrocious weather. It was windy, and the mic noise was picking up loads of wind noise. So here we are with the light off, shining down my drive. You can see it's pretty black. You'll have to excuse the grain. I've got the sensitivity of the camera way up, the ISO and the shutter speed and stuff and high dynamic range, just so it can pick up some light. But that's it with the light turned off, and I've got it here on the floor. So this is it now with the light on, and as you can see, quite a lot of light. Probably appears a bit brighter than it actually is to the naked eye on this, but it's plenty bright enough to work on. And there it is, off again, and that's it, on. I'm picking it up now, just walking up the drive. I've got my car on charge because tonight the electricity for 6.5 hours, it's going to be less than 1 pence per kilowatt hour, and for 2.5 of them hours it's going to be 0. So I'm just sticking 2.5 hours worth of charge in my car, which will do me 57 miles for nothing, absolutely zilch. So it's proving unbelievably cheap to run the car. I'm averaging equivalent of petrol costs 600 miles per gallon at the moment, just charging it at home on the cheapest rates. So again, here it is looking down the drive, on and off. That's it, it's just held in my hand at the moment. Again, like I say, it's pretty bright to the naked eye, but this is probably making it look even brighter. That's on high beam, high brightness and low brightness. This is it at the shining it on the grass, and off, and on, and just the lower. So you can see even on low there's plenty of light output. So if you were working outside, changing a wheel, doing any outside work at night, there's plenty of output. So this is just walking up the drive. Again, still a bit of a tip. Once everything's sorted and all the tips are open properly, and I can get a car with a tow bar to come and help me tow that trailer to the tip, I will, and get rid of all my rubbish. So this is the back, looking down the side of the shed. High beam and low beam. Okay, so there you have it. Some views of it at night outside and in the observatory. And I think you'll agree that plenty of light output for anything you might want to do outside. Now, I did say that I'd tell you if the manufacturer's claims live up to what they're claiming. They claim a 5-hour charge time and a 3-hour run time. Well, as soon as it started flashing, I started charging. When I showed it you flashing earlier on, which is indicating that it's down to like the last one bar lit up, one light saying charge me, that's the time to charge it. It's obviously not run fully flat then, but you're not supposed to let a lithium ion, by the way, the lithium ion batteries in this, you're not supposed to let one run fully down to total discharge. It doesn't do them any good. So if you charge it when it starts flashing, that's how it's probably about 10 or 20% left in it, I don't know. But I started that, and it claims a 5-hour charge time, but when I looked after 4 hours, all 5 lights were fully lit, indicating a full charge. So I took it off charge then, and I turned it on, and I turned it on at 8:30 tonight, or last night, because if you have a look in the background there, it's now 1:30 in the morning when I'm recording this. So that has now had 5 hours on, and you can see it is still lit. It did start just a second ago, it did start flashing. So again, if I turn it off, see, we're back down to 1 bar and it's doing its flashing routine, but that's after 5 hours. So it's actually better on the low setting. I thought the manufacturer's claim of 3 hours would be on the low setting, but that's probably on the high setting. So if you keep it on the low, if you're using it for prolonged times outside, you'll get a good 5 hours with it. on one charge, which I think is pretty good. So we'll just turn that off again and I'll recharge it up. So if it has been of use to you, please subscribe by clicking the picture of the shed here. I've got loads more tool and gadget reviews in the pipeline. Some tools I've already got, some obviously I've yet to get. As soon as I get anything interesting, I'll stick a review of it on here, and hope you keep coming back for more. So thanks again for watching. Bye for now.